All right, guys. I hope you are like now familiar with the basic ladder logic and programming. Right now, we are moving towards the timer, and for timer, this is a very basic ladder logic, two ladder logic that I've written over here. So you might not be familiar with this part over here, so I'll just quickly delete it and rewrite for you. How do you add a timer in the programming? You just double click, you write TMR, which is the short form for timer, space you give timer a name. Like for example, right now I'm calling this timer as T0, and then you define the time period that it would give a high bit to the timer T0, right? Like it would be on after how much amount of time. So over here I'm giving it a value of K100. Um, your task is to tell and to comment what does K100 means over here, right? We'll run the simulation, you will see it eventually, but it's better to always go back and refer to the manual and see what does these instruction steps means and what does they tries to tell you, right? So that's why I always focus. For example, this is the one of the programming softwares. In practical application, you will mostly deal with Allen Bradley or Siemens, so they have their instruction manuals as well. So I always emphasize students to go back to that manual and try to search timer instruction over there and see what does these parameters K100 or whatever according to that programming software means, right? So it's a specified time over. Okay, so once we are done, I am using that timer T out bit and turning on some of my output as a high. So we'll just quickly do the compilation, followed by turning on the simulator, downloading it to the PLC, and then trying to see. All right, so we'll turn on the PLC now. It's in the stop mode. Now it's running. Now, as soon as I press this push button, you can see over here that this timer starts to run. This is the running value of the timer, right? And when it reaches the value of K100, you can see that this timer bit is on and eventually my output is high after some interval that I have put over here, K100. The biggest disadvantage or the lacking in this timer is that you can see like if I turn it off, this output is not hold anywhere. It's gone, right? So for example, if there is a person who presses a push button for some instance, and let's say it reaches for like 2 to 3 seconds instead of the 10 one. So if I turn it off at this point, it will eventually go to zero, right? So it don't hold its value. So in the next ladder programming, we'll see how we can hold timer value. But for a specified fixed amount of time, if you want to use that in like any of your projects or any of your programming work, you can just use this as a simple timer. I'll do one thing. Yeah, you will just simply use this as a timer, and that will work pretty much fine. As soon as you turn it on, it won't hold its value, but it will work as a delay timer over here. So yeah, that's how it is. Thank you.